Chris Hemsworth's taking an acting break and maybe a permanent Thor break, plus Chris Hemsworth reveals how the new show influenced big career decisions. Chris Hemsworth has been one of the Marvel Cinematic Universe's most iconic faces. We all know that the MCU has been incredibly successful in launching a number of performers to prominence, including Hemsworth, whose career was given a lightning-fast boost by the 2011 release of the very first Thor movie. The Australian actor has apparently decided to step away from the limelight due to recent alarming health news. So what has prompted Hemsworth to take a break away from the camera? How has his new docuseries contributed to his new outlook on life? Let's find out. First up, the legendary actor Chris Hemsworth has revealed that he plans to take a break from acting, but will he decide to ever return? Chris Hemsworth rocketed to fame after the 2011 debut of the first Thor movie, and now he has a new action franchise with Netflix's Extraction and the freshly launched Disney Plus series Limitless. Hemsworth learned that he had a strong genetic predisposition to later develop Alzheimer's disease in the fourth episode of his recent television series. Both his parents carry the APOE4 gene, which has long been associated with an increased risk of the memory loss disorder. This has led the actor to declare a short vacation from performance to spend time with his loved ones back home. He revealed that when he was made aware of the prospective medical issues that could really affect him in the future, it really triggered something in me to want to take some time off, said Hemsworth. I'm going to have a good chunk of time off and just simplify. Be with the kids, be with my wife. He also decided to leave such scenes in despite Disney's offer to remove them. I simply didn't want to twist it and over-dramatize it and turn it into some type of cheesy grab at empathy or whatever for entertainment, was his main concern.
To be honest, I didn't know what the test was at the time. The idea was they were going to do a deep dive into my blood work, look at my genetics.
Now, despite his brief hiatus, Hemsworth recognized the possibility of a future return to Thor. He explained that he would certainly be open to it. However, at the moment, he is just finishing everything he needs to, and then he will return home to spend time with his loved ones. Secondly, Hemsworth has divulged that his new documentary series has opened his eyes up to a bigger career change he wants to make. Chris Hemsworth has discussed how his major professional choice has been inspired by his new documentary-style series titled Limitless. The Marvel star within the series learned he was at an increased risk of developing Alzheimer's disease. Following this public airing, Hemsworth said to media outlet Vanity Fair that he was not enjoying what was there in front of me, despite the fact that he hasn't had a formal diagnosis as of yet. He also said that the discovery made him pickier about the jobs he chooses going forward. He claimed that filming an episode about death and also acknowledging his own mortality really led him to think he is not ready to go yet, from the acting world that is. He then elaborated that he has been completing the tasks he was already hired to complete ever since they wrapped up the show, and that after this week's tour is over, he will return home, take some time off, and try to keep things simple, meaning he will be spending a lot of quality time with his wife and the children. Now, throughout the docuseries, the actor is seen battling aging while learning about the full potential of the human body in the Disney Plus docuseries, which combines personal journeys with cutting-edge scientific research in each episode. Hemsworth claimed the episode became more profound for him as it went on because of his grandfather's struggle with the same illness. He then said he wasn't entirely stunned by the discovery. Speaking of Hemsworth, many have been wondering if a fifth Thor film will take place. What about Thor 5? This is what everyone has been wondering since Thor: Love and Thunder came out. Although nothing has been announced as of yet, a fifth film certainly appears likely. The recently released fourth film has Natalie Portman reprising her role as Jane Foster, who is now the mighty Thor, Chris Hemsworth as the eponymous God of Thunder, Tessa Thompson as Valkyrie, and Taika Waititi as Korg. They must contend with the evil Gore the God Butcher, portrayed by Christian Bale, who wants to eliminate all the gods of the MCU. However, since Chris Hemsworth recently came out with news that he has a high chance of developing Alzheimer's, would a fifth film still go ahead? Well, nothing has been confirmed as of yet. However, a line from the movie's epilogue promises that Thor will return, and the post-credit scenes for both Thor: Love and Thunder explicitly hint at the possibility of more stories. More on that in a moment. Therefore, it is reasonable to predict that another Thor standalone film will be released in the future. So let's say a fifth film could be in the works. When exactly could it be released? Thor 5's potential release date is completely unknown because no release dates for Marvel Phase 5 have yet been revealed. Thor: Ragnarok and Love and Thunder are separated by a whopping 5 years, although without the pandemic the wait would have been a little bit shorter since the release date of the fourth film was initially set for November 2021. As of right now, Marvel has provided movie release dates up until 2023, so we may anticipate a potential Thor 5 to arrive at the earliest in 2024, but most likely much later. The wait will most certainly begin in 2025, given that the movie movie has yet to be revealed. What could we see play out in terms of the storyline? Thor and Gor's daughter Love join forces to defend the cosmos after Love and Thunder. Love wields Stormbreaker, and Mjolnir is returned to Thor. Before Gore passed away, Thor promised to take care of Love, and in his capacity as Uncle Thor, he is keeping his word. Obviously, a sequel would continue to include Thor in his new capacity as Love's protector. The entrance of Hercules makes it clear that things will not be easy for Thor. Thor and Love would undoubtedly step in if Hercules is terrorizing humanity, because Zeus had told his son to instill mortals with a sense of dread and respect for the gods once more. The Thunder God and Hercules are expected to face off, as they frequently compete in the comics. However, they also frequently work together, so Hercules won't likely remain a villain for very long. The Valhalla disclosure should also be taken into account. In Love and Thunder, Heimdall, who passed away in Avengers Infinity War, welcomes Jane Foster to the Viking afterlife. Time will tell whether we see either figure in Thor 5, but they're obviously still around in the MCU and would make excellent allies in a conflict with Zeus and Hercules. What about the potential returning cast? The film Love and Thunder closes with Chris Hemsworth's Thor and his adopted daughter Love, played by Hemsworth's real-life daughter India, going into battle with an extraterrestrial gang. That leads us to believe that both will appear in the 5th installment. We wouldn't be surprised to see Tessa Thompson's Valkyrie and Taika Waititi's Korg return, and with her re-entry into the MCU, Jamie Alexander's Sif also seems like a foregone conclusion. The last post-credit scene indicates that Jane, played by Natalie Portman, the astrophysicist turned superhero, has made it to Valhalla, the Viking afterlife. We also know that Jane tragically passed away from stage 4 cancer in the film. She encounters Heimdall there, played by Idris Elba, so if the gates of Valhalla open in Thor 5, we may anticipate seeing both characters again for more. Fingers crossed. Then there is the issue with Zeus, portrayed by Russell Crowe, and Hercules, played by Brett Goldstein. In the opening post-credit scene, Zeus assigns his son Hercules the responsibility of instilling mortals with a newfound respect for the gods. Then it is safe to assume that Goldstein will play the bad guy in Thor 5. In that case, we'll probably also see Crowe return as Zeus. Would Waititi still be the mastermind behind the iconic Thor film's 5th installment? Now, there has yet to be any word about a director for the prospective 5th film, but Waititi's departure isn't a certainty. After Ragnarok and Love and Thunder, the director and Thor have shown themselves to be a match made in heaven, or should that be Valhalla? Therefore, barring any unforeseen events, we can be confident that Waititi will return to direct another movie. So probably one of the biggest questions right now, considering everything that has come out, would Chris Hemsworth return? According to Chris Hemsworth, if there is another Thor movie, it will probably be his last. 39-year-old Aussie actor has played the Marvel superhero in 4 standalone movies, made the suggestion that it could be time to retire the red cape. I feel like we'd probably have to close the book if I ever did it, played the character again. You know what I mean? I feel like it probably warrants that. He continued, I feel like it'd probably be the finale, but that's not based on anything anyone's told me or any sort of plans. He elaborated, explaining that you essentially birth this hero, then follow the journey of the hero, then the death, and he isn't quite sure if his character has achieved all 3 of those stages as of yet. Unfortunately, guys, that is all the time we have for today, so make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And as always, thanks for watching.